Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Rachel Cruze Show. And this is an Ask Rachel episode. And I'm so excited to have Angie on because she has a question. So Angie, welcome to the show.
Hi, Rachel. Nice to meet you.
It's so good to meet you too. Okay, so where are you calling from?
I am from Troy, Alabama.
Very nice. And we talked a little bit before the call, but pregnant with baby number 1.
Yeah, pregnant and due in July.
Due in July. Oh, so you're what week right now as we're filming this? You're probably what, 30-ish weeks?
31.
31. How are you feeling?
I'm ready for it to be over with. I don't think I'll make it 40 weeks.
I know. You're like, 35 weeks. Jesus, this baby can come. This baby can come. I know. It's
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot. I know. So you asked a great question when you submitted it, but I want to hear from you because we've not talked money yet. So I want to hear what your question is and kind of where you guys are on your journey.
So we are on baby step 2, and we should be in baby step 5 by late next year. And I was calling to see how to go about doing a 529 or college savings plan, and how not just to go about it, but how it works.
Yes, that's a great question. Well, I'll start with that we teach when you are expecting that you pause all your baby steps and you just save, just in case something happens. So everyone watching, that is one time that you will pause getting out of debt when you are expecting, just to make sure that there's enough money there, that baby and mom are good. And then once everything's good, you press play, you pay off the rest of your debt with that money that is saved. And you can even put some of that money as your emergency fund if you're done paying off debt. So you guys will be through baby step 3 pretty quickly is what it's sounding like. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then funding 15% of your income into retirement. So we said that. And you said you will be doing that with your 401k through you and your husband's employer, which is perfect. And then we get to kids' college. So yes, with kids' college, there's obviously multiple ways to get through school. And one of them being, if parents are in a financial position, that it is such a gift, it is a blessing to help your kids financially go through it. You are not a bad parent if you don't do this. Parents watching that are like, oh, we have a senior going, or just graduated and they're going to college and we have no money to help them because we're on baby step 2. That's okay. You are not a bad parent. But if you've done the baby steps like you guys, and especially starting your family, you're in a perfect position to help your child fast forward 18 years to go to school. So a 529 plan or an ESA are 2 great options. And the first thing I would suggest to is to sit down with one of our SmartVestor pros because they're going to be able to walk you through the timeline of the investment to know how aggressive to go, how traditional you can go with it. I mean, there's so many different options when it comes to that type of college savings. And so the fact you guys are starting so early, the beautiful thing is that it's an investment. So you put the money in and it's going to grow. So you don't have to put in a full what tuition costs today in that fund, but you want to make sure you have enough. So I'll just say for my husband and I, for instance, when we are funding our kids' college, we'll kind of just go through and just kind of put chunks of money just kind of throughout the years to kind of make sure that we are still on par. So you guys may have a year, they're like, hey, we're going to throw maybe $1,000, $2,000 at that 529 to get it started. And we're going to revisit it in 5 years to see how it's grown, what tuition looks like today. And maybe we choose to just throw some extra more cash, in 5 years in it. Or maybe consistently every year you just put a certain amount of money away in it. And again, it's not going to be these huge amounts because it's going to grow. But that investment professional, the SmartVestor Pro, really will be able to walk you through the math of it. And so having someone on your side in this world is really, really important. And then obviously going on to baby step 6. So I'll circle back and just repeat myself, but because you guys are starting so early, you are expecting, and you guys will be debt-free with a fully funded emergency fund in no time before this baby's even 1 year old. So the fact that you're starting college now, you may not have to be as aggressive. You may not have to put as much money as you would versus if you had an 8th grader and you got to baby step 5, you'll probably put a little bit more toward college versus even paying off the house early. So it all depends on timing and age, and what a gift that you guys are starting this so early. So does that make sense? How do you take that? How does that feel?
Yes, it does. We were not sure how to go about it and how much to put in. we figured if we were starting this when he was a senior in high school, it would be horrible. So we want to go ahead and get this started now.
Yes, and that's exactly right. Yep, putting in a little something at the beginning is huge. And then as you guys progress throughout the 18 years, putting more and more in as time is needed and what it looks like. And then the other crazy thing, I have this always in the back of my mind, even because of 2020, the way it shook up college and people having to take classes from home, and most universities are starting back in the fall. But still, I think it kind of gave this like a little bit of shake to the education system. So I am always curious in the back of my mind, like, what is college? What is that going to look like, right? Like, is community college going to be way more familiar with people and more of a smarter option that it looks like, as we sit here today versus something else. So it'll be interesting to watch as all that plays out. But the great thing about these college plans is you're able to pass it to different kids and even down a few generations. But again, your SmartVestor Pro will be able to walk you guys through the math and all of that. So Angie, you guys are amazing. What a great job. I'm so excited for you. And so tell me again, what dates you're due in July. So what date do you think you guys will be debt-free and through baby step 3? Do you think in the next year?
It'll probably be in the next year. With that, I'm hoping that we don't use that whole stork fund.
Yes.
Because we'll take that and put that on our debt, and hopefully it will be cleared up by then. And it'll take us just probably 3 or 6 months to get baby step 3 done.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what started you guys on this? I'm just curious, how many months or years ago?
We started in March of 2019.
Okay, yeah.
And we actually had no desire to do this, but my mother-in-law wanted to take the class at our church, and she didn't want to go alone. So me and my husband were like, well, let's go with her. Who knows, we might learn something. And throughout the class, we both were looking at each other like, we've been doing this our way, and there's a better, like, this sounds like we could do this. And so we decided to try it. We gave it 3 months, and it was amazing.
Wow. I love that. You're like, mother-in-law, we'll go with you to help you out because you need this. We're here for emotional support. And then in the meantime, you're like, oh gosh, we could be doing something totally different with our money and winning. Yeah. I love that you guys kind of just stumbled in it. That's what I love hearing people's journey, because everyone has that starting point. Some people, it's this dramatic moment of like, we have to change now, and it's instant and it's urgent. Other people like you, it's kind of like they almost kind of just stumble in it, and the light bulb goes on, and like, wow, we're going to just change and do something totally different. So I love that.
It feels great having a paid for vehicle. And the only thing that we owe left on is my husband's truck. And once that's done, we are so looking forward to baby step 7.
Oh, did you ever imagine having paid for cars? Like, is that something you ever dreamed that you could do, that you could just own your car?
Yes, but no. I always thought it would be a really crappy car.
That's fair. That's so fair. Yes, absolutely. Oh, that's awesome. Well, Angie, thank you so much for your question. It's so great, so relatable. I know everyone has these kind of questions when they get to different stages of life. And I pray the rest of your pregnancy goes well. I hope labor and delivery goes well, and that sweet baby comes in July, and you guys just enjoy it in so many ways. You have so much peace now in all areas of your life. And so entering a baby into the family during this is awesome. So thank you, yes, Angie. I so appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Rachel.
And all you guys watching, if you have a question, you can submit your question to any of my social channels. So YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are on the lookout for Ask Rachel questions, because we want to involve you in the show, because this is about you guys. I mean, your life, your journeys, and they all look different, but yet we all still handle Uncle Benjamin, like no matter what, right? We all are handling our money, and be able to do the journey together is such a gift. And I love that Angie mentioned going to the class, which is Financial Peace University, which is now part of Ramsey Plus. So you can actually do a free trial if you go to RamseySolutions.com, check out Ramsey Plus, watch the videos, engage in the information and the content, and maybe you can be like Angie, where you think, I don't know if I need this. And then it changes your whole life, because that's what happens. All right, you guys, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.